Yes, we're still waiting to hear the official version from the Independent Police Complaints Commission, the detail of exactly what happened around Mark Duggan's shooting on Thursday night, why he was shot, how he was shot, and principally his family are leading that demand for answers, but there are no or very few official answers at the moment. But I'm told, Jeremy, that the police officers involved in the shooting of Mark Duggan have never claimed that they were fired on. The story has become, for one reason or another, that there was some kind of gunfight, that the police were fired on and responded to that. I'm told very clearly that the police officers involved have never claimed that they came under fire. I'm also told that 2 shots were fired by one officer. He feared for his life. He opened fire, not because he was fired on, but he feared for his life because of the gun that was later found at the scene of his shooting. I'm also told that 1 shot killed Mr. Duggan. The second shot from the same officer missed him or went through his body. That is not exactly clear, but it was the second shot fired by the one officer that ended up in a police colleague's radio. So some detail beginning to emerge, not from any official source, but from an unofficial source about what happened around Mark Duggan's shooting.
Well, that appears to have triggered some of the events of Saturday night in Tottenham, but it's hard for that to explain what we're seeing on the streets of Brixton, on the streets of Lewisham, and right now live on the streets of Hackney tonight, where it appears to be just willful vandalism, really.
Yeah, I think we're seeing real lawlessness breaking out. I suppose you could argue that all of what's happened on Saturday night, last night, and now today is directly or indirectly related to the shooting of Mark Duggan, even if it's just people using that as an excuse for what appears to be real lawlessness. We've watched this afternoon scores of officers, uniformed officers coming in here for a series of briefings, some of them walking out quite leisurely in the past hour or so, others almost running out with plans, tactics plans in their hands, and piling into their minivans and then disappearing with their blue lights flashing, either to go directly to what's been happening in Hackney, and we think also in the Walworth area of South London and Lewisham, or simply getting out to the more far-flung parts of London where they believe there might be more trouble tonight. But I think what must be alarming senior officers here who've been involved in this planning today is the fact that, there are new areas of London that are coming under attack, more officers being attacked, but not, coming under attack under the cover of darkness, which has been the pattern for the last 2 nights, but in broad daylight. I mean, some of this activity, this violence started with 3 or 4 hours yet to go before darkness falls. And I think if that's a development that's going to continue, then that's a very worrying trend.